in our Anything But Stocks segment, we're going to look at real estate today and tell you where the best places to invest are. This is The Call on CNBC.
And our week-long series, Anything But Stocks. Oops, where are the best real estate investments? We are going to tell you.
You're watching CNBC, First in Business Worldwide. When we come back, our special series continues, Anything But Stocks. Now, all week, we're giving you smart strategies for a diverse range of investments, of course, outside the stock arena. Now, today, we're going to show you the best way to get back into real estate investing.
Now, housing starts in April, up to the highest levels since October of 2008, but new building permits taking a downward plunge, showing some real doubt here in the real estate recovery. So how do you make some smart investments in real estate right now? That's today's Anything But Stocks. We welcome Harvey Green, President and CEO of Marcus & Millichap Real Estate Investments. Also, Dolly Lenz, Vice Chairman at Prudential Douglas Elliman. Great to see both you guys. Dolly, I'll start with you. Talk to me a little bit about the real estate landscape investing right now. A lot of folks are saying this is an opportunity because prices have come down so much, but I imagine it's very specific market to market. What's your advice right now on the overall landscape?
Well, real estate has always been local and completely local. So local to a specific area in the Hamptons, local to a specific area in New York City itself. So you really are market specific. You have to look at everything within the framework that it's selling. Yes, I think real estate can be a very good investment, but you really have to know what you're doing.
Okay, so if you're looking locally, Harvey, and you determine that you think it's an opportunity in your local market, I guess one of my concerns would be, at what point do we start to see enough appreciation within real estate that you can get back to, or maybe we won't get back there for 20 years, I don't know, you tell me, to levels like we saw in 2006, et cetera?
Well, I think the thing that drives the value of real estate is obviously the economic rents that are involved. And I think that not only have we reached the bottom of the market and probably all the product types, and I think the apartment market's beginning to really rebound, but we're seeing tremendous activity in the A product in all of the different product types, apartment, office, industrial, and retail. And with some of the news like today about Walmart, I think you're going to see people looking at retail again as an advantage. But really, we're really bouncing along the bottom right now. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see rents begin to move. Vacancies are starting to come down. Everybody pretty much agrees that we've reached the bottom of the marketplace. So it's up from here in that regard. The big issue, which is great for us, really is that we've been in this cycle for quite a while where there's been no construction. So when demand hits, vacancies are going to come down relatively quickly, and you're going to see rents move relatively quickly, which is going to obviously add to the value.
All right. Dolly Lenz, my good friend, you kind of dodged Trish's question, so I thought I'd come back at you, make another pass. Last 10 years, stocks, flat. Last 10 years, real estate, bubble, terrible puncture of the bubble. Last 10 years, Dolly Lenz, gold, booming, gold, booming. So I ask you, gold, real estate, or stocks?
If you asked me, I'd say gold and real estate, because I think we're going to have tremendous inflation the way we're spending money. So I say gold and real estate, anything that's a hedge against inflation.
Now, I agree with you on gold. Gold makes a lot of sense in the sea of liquidity we were talking about from all this central bank pumping and money spending and whatnot. But why real estate? Why overhang of inventories, price action looks pretty soft. You know the story.
It's low in price in general across the country right now, so it's a good time because it's low. If you have the ability to buy, the question is the ability to buy, because banks are being still incredibly sticky.
So you're still seeing that?
To buy. Yes. Oh, yes, without a doubt.
So how do you buy if the banks won't loan, Dolly? I don't get it.
Those who can buy, you know, there are always those who can buy.
Well, besides Warren Buffett, besides Dolly Lenz and a handful of others, maybe Harvey Green, who else can buy?
Oh, a lot of people can buy. You'd be surprised how much money people have in their mattresses today.
But I guess the thinking here is, and I'm actually going to carry out Dolly's logic. I think what you're trying to say, perhaps, Dolly, is that if you can buy, it's an opportunity right now because there's such a strain on that liquidity in terms of people being able to access credit for these homes. And so, therefore, it should, in theory, pay off. I don't know. What's your time horizon? 3,
I think it's
5 years down the road?
Yeah, it's long term.
How long term?
I'd say 5 year.
Okay,
5-year minimum.
plan.
If you're not looking at 5 years, I wouldn't buy.
Harvey, where would you buy right now? I mean, which markets are looking the most attractive?
Well, let's go back just for a minute, because I think you can make a good transaction in a bad market and a bad transaction in a good market. So first, I think what needs to be looked at are the fundamentals of the asset class that you're looking at, and then I think you need to do good due diligence. If you do those two things, I think there's tremendous opportunity in the markets. To directly answer your question about marketplaces, obviously infill markets, large cities across the United States, where there isn't the opportunity to quick building like some other cities where you can do add-on real estate relatively quickly and add to stock relatively fast. So I would look at those kind of cities across the country.
Well, do you think have prices bottomed, Harvey? I appreciate your flow analysis, but do you think prices have bottomed for real estate? A lot of people think there's a double dip coming.
Well, I don't think there's a double dip, and I think it depends on what we're talking about. If you're talking about tertiary marketplaces, I don't think we've bottomed yet. If you're talking about primary markets and a product type, not only do I think we've bottomed, I think we're beginning to move up again in those markets and in that product type.
And what happens, Dolly, when interest rates start to go up and people, if they can get that money from the bank, all of a sudden can't afford the home that they could have afforded when interest rates were lower?
Then we go back into the double dip, as Larry just suggested. That's why you have to be really careful, have a long time horizon, and really know what you're doing.
Hey, Dolly, how smart is it to rent right now? Serious question.
Well, it's always that buy versus rent analysis that you should be making before you buy. So you have to look at each individual situation. I mean, my son just graduated college. He's looking for an apartment. Should he buy or should he rent? I mean, I think for the first couple of years he should rent. Okay. But it's an analysis, individual by individual.
Hey, Dolly, I can't let you go until I ask you this. Our producer wants to know, Dolly, where would you buy right now?
Where would I personally buy?
Where would you personally buy? New York?
I would buy New York City. I would buy the Hamptons, all very carefully, of course, and not across the board. But I'd buy New York City. I'd buy the Hamptons. They always have strength. I would start looking at Florida. I'm personally starting to look at Florida, however, not yet time to buy, and areas like that.
Terrific. Thanks so much, guys. We appreciate it.
But she's telling her son to rent.
To rent.
That's very important. That is extremely important. The wisdom of Dolly Lenz. It's just totally awesome. It's awesome.
Parents to the age of 30.
Thank you, Harvey. Thank you very much to both of you.
Okay.